Recording in progress.
Here we are. It is March 9th, 2022, and we are here for Awaken Wednesday. And I'm so happy that you're here and you're making meditation part of your day. It's really, my belief is that if each person meditates, think about it. In the war-torn countries, people making decisions, people suffering, if everyone takes a moment to turn their attention inward, they can connect to the deepest part of them, that part of them that is untouched by suffering, the part of each one of us that is untouched by depression and meanness. I think I read you that quote from Jon Kabat-Zinn, which I will only now summarize, but he said, when you are depressed, there's a part of you that isn't depressed. When you are suffering, there's a part of you that doesn't suffer. That part of you is that unconditioned self that's in your interior, or seemingly in your interior, that part of you that some people would call your soul or your spirit, that is beyond the fluctuations of emotions and the transitory. So today I want to connect with that with you, and meditation in general will do that. I was reading an article I wrote for, well, it wasn't an article, it was part of my book, The Power of Attention. I don't know if you know, that's my second book. And I quoted Ralph Waldo Emerson, and I want to share it with you. It's from his famous essay, Nature, which he originally published anonymously. And he wrote that each one of us must reimagine our existence. Behind nature, throughout nature, spirit is present. One and not compound. It does not act upon us from without, that is, in space and time, but spiritually or through ourselves. Therefore, that spirit, that is the supreme being, does not build up nature around us, but puts it forth through us, as the life of the tree puts forth new branches and leaves through it. So he used to call it that we are all part of the soul of the whole, the one with the capital O. So years later, Albert Einstein sought to prove the existence of this spirit. Of course, he dedicated much of his life to finding that single, unseen, potent, and powerful source. What would he call it? The unified field. And actually, when I was studying with Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, he used to call it that field of consciousness, the unified field of consciousness. And it was Albert's unified field theory, though incomplete, illustrates there were four forces that comprised the field, but then he couldn't find what else was under that was even more subtle. But the four were gravity, electromagnetism, the weak, and the strong forces. So I want to talk to you today about what we're made up of. When you think about what you had for breakfast or lunch or dinner or tea, you think about what you're eating, and most of it couldn't exist without light. And I know Sue Cooper did a lot of meditations on light and the various lights in the body. But in general, you think about it, whether you're eating a banana or a piece of toast that's made from wheat or rice, all of this is you're eating the elements. And obviously one of the elements is light. And so I like to today spend a little bit of time thinking about who we are in terms of light. And it's not sort of a philosophy, it could actually be real. So I want to share with you the quantum physicists who followed Einstein found that this unified field he was looking for was made up of infinitesimal particles whirling through empty space. And some people would even say that this field is consciousness, this field is intelligence, and this field is indivisible. So some physicists speculated that these forces arise from a constant exchange of photons, wavelengths of light with an endless existence that neither dissipate or are destroyed. And they interact with themselves, recreating repulsion and attraction between the various particles. And that's what gives rise to what Einstein found, the gravity, the magnetism, the strong force, and the weak force. So what I want to do today is learn how to see, as Leonardo da Vinci said, realizing everything connects to everything else as this field of consciousness, which is made up of light particles and photons interacting with themselves, give rise to each one of our bodies, gives rise to each one of our lives. So what I'd like to do is do a light meditation, and I'm going to invite you to get comfortable. I hope you are already. I also want to remind you of the 5 essentials to meditation, that even if I'm guiding the meditation, you get confused or you get off track or you start telling yourself a story, simply come back again and again and again. Secondly, be kind to yourself in there. I know some of you were in our mindful and happy class last night, and the emphasis is on being nice to yourself at all times. There's no reason ever to berate yourself. It doesn't help you do well or better or meditate better. Third, don't try to have a certain experience. If you're not having the experience I'm talking about, simply tune into your breath. Fourth, have a beginner's mind. Let this meditation be your first meditation, especially if it is your first meditation, and especially if it's your first light meditation. We're going to be paying attention to the body, to the breath, and inviting a sense of glowing and light inside you now. And lastly, stick with the whole practice if you can, even if you get distracted, even if you find yourself having a difficult time staying on topic, just keep coming back. This is always called a practice. It's a practice for coming back again and again and again. So let's begin. Before, if you've already closed your eyes, it's fine. I just want to talk to you about one word or phrase or mantra in Sanskrit that you might be aware of. It's called Sat Chit Ananda. And I often talk about the subject, you, and your awareness, and the objects around you that you pay attention to. That Sat is your awareness or consciousness. Chit is the manifestation of consciousness, whether it's another person or a tree or the coffee mug that you have on your desk. So there's you, there's that you're paying attention to. And what ancient Sanskrit or Vedic tradition would say is there is an opportunity in and out of meditation that you and your awareness meets, whether it's the body or the breath or some stimulus. And in that meeting, in that experience, there is Ananda. Ananda means bliss. So we're going to be inviting light and bliss. And if you don't feel it, don't worry about it. And so get comfortable. Close your eyes if you like, or gaze softly to the ground. Make those micro adjustments to find the comfort in this seated position. And begin to deepen your breath. Welcoming every sound you hear, welcoming the sensation of breathing. As you sit here, welcoming all your sensory input without any resisting. Letting your breath be natural. And noticing how the external world begins to fade from your awareness as you connect with your inner world. Noticing the mind and the movement of the mind. noticing the body and the movement of the body. You might notice the way the breath moves the body, or how you naturally sway. And tune into whatever emotions are present, if any. Begin to tune into the body and invite various areas to soften and relax. You start with your scalp and your forehead. Your beautiful face. Your neck and your throat. Lowering your shoulders. And letting your arms relax in your lap. Letting go of any tension in your back. In your diaphragm and your belly. Softening your hips, your pelvis. And scanning each leg to be sure that you're not holding in a particular way. Inviting each leg and each toe to relax. And give yourself a long, slow, deep breath in and slowly and fully release it. Letting your breath be natural, giving yourself another deeper breath. And noticing how the body responds with relaxation. Doing this at your own pace. And inviting the feeling of relaxation to spread to your entire body. As your breath becomes natural, letting go of any need to control it. Perhaps you sense a feeling of spaciousness opening up. Allowing your breath to guide you into even a more relaxed, spacious state. If you notice that you're waiting for something to happen, treat this as you would any other thought. And return your attention to the breath. Tuning into the subtle sensations. Noticing when you and the breath connect. Your awareness, and then the breath, subject, object. Imagine each breath is bringing in light. That your awareness is light and that the breath is light. And each breath is filling your body with light. Getting a sense that wherever you focus your attention and draw your breath, even with your energy, you're turning that part of your body into light and inviting the light. We'll start with the feet. As you draw your light breath into the feet, you can see, feel, or imagine that your feet are light. Drawing your breath to your lower legs. Again, seeing or feeling or imagining that your body is light. The subtlest aspect of you. Imagine drawing your breath to your knees. Seeing or feeling or imagining that your knees are light. You get to decide or discover the color, the quality of this light. Whether it's sparkling, glowing, shimmering, whatever it may be, twinkling. As you draw your attention to your thighs, breathing in, imagining breathing into the thighs and inviting the light and if you have any area in your body that needs a little more attention, feel free to rest your breath and your attention on this area, remembering that your attention is love. Staying out of judgments and stories, and inviting the light to express itself in you. Moving up to your pelvis, your reproductive organs, your rear. Imagine breathing in and awakening the light that you are in this area. Drawing your breath and your attention into your belly and to your lower back, into all the internal organs. Inviting the light of your awareness meets the light of your body. As you draw your attention now to your rib cage, to your lungs and your heart, as the light moves in and out with the breath, meeting the light that's already here. Perhaps you feel it concentrated around your heart space, like a star. It gets brighter and brighter with each breath. Feeling the light in your back, in your shoulders, feeling the light as it travels down your arms and is enlivened in your hands and your palms. Sensing the light in your bones, Sensing the breath as light as it travels down your windpipe and shines in your neck, your throat. And bringing your attention to your face once again. Feeling it dissolve into light. Your mouth, your teeth, your tongue. Your nose, your skull. The brain. Your eyes. And tuning in now to the entire body. Get a sense of how bright your light shines. All around you. Tuning back into the body, become aware of the warmth and tingling. Perhaps you can feel it in a whole variety of places, and you can imagine that it's in every single cell. Invite a sense of bliss. Invite a sense of bliss in the body. And if you find you'd like to imagine something that you're really passionate about that brings that sense of bliss, as that thought or situation arises in your mind, just as it's beginning, simply tune into the energy of the bliss and excitement versus the story itself. Let this bliss sensation permeate your whole body, your whole system. Let it fill you with light, fill you with bliss. If a thought starts to happen, just tune into the sensation of bliss. Invite it to intensify. We'll sit here for another minute or two, bathing in bliss, bathing in light, bathing in the glow of existence. So as we come out of meditation, I invite you to keep your eyes closed. Tune into how you're feeling. See if you can invite that bliss in every cell of your body and the awareness of the bliss and the light of the body to remain with you throughout today. I invite you to deepen your breath a little bit as you keep your eyes closed or gazing softly downward. And then you can slowly begin to open your eyes at your own pace, first with a downward gaze, letting a little light out. It's light meeting light. And opening your eyes all the way when you feel like you'd like to do that. I like to close the meditation by honoring that beautiful light in you that is the same as the light in me and the light in everyone, whether they know it or not. Thanks for spending this time with me today and this time in meditation. And I invite you to keep looking for the light today, looking for the light inside, the light of your awareness, the light that your awareness meets the world and creates that bliss, that light. Sat Chit Ananda. This is called the Bliss Meditation or the Bliss Technique, and it's an advanced technique from the Transcendental Meditation community. It is a practice we all learn to do, and you can do it at any time. And yes, it can feel like you're using your imagination, but I can also tell you it's really good for your health and really good for your body. And bringing that awareness, that light of awareness to the parts of you that feel maybe sluggish or painful or just eased, bringing that awareness, that loving light to it, just imagining it, light meeting light, your awareness being light, the body being light. So thank you for joining me today. I'm going to stop recording and invite those of you listening to this recording to join me any Wednesday. Let's go to the website and I'll put it in the chat.